Georgia is one of the top states for retirees. But before you go packing your boxes and selling your home, there are some things that you need to know. Today, I'm going to give you 7 reasons why Georgia may not be as peachy as you thought it was, and how to avoid the mistakes and regrets later. I'm Ephraim Abdullah, the number one 55 plus active adult realtor in Metro Atlanta, and I help retirees like you downsize and find the right community for them. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to share with you just why Georgia may be the right move for you. Reason number one why Georgia may not be the best place for you is the differences in property taxes based on the county that you live in. Now, Metro Atlanta, if you didn't know, is made up of over 11 counties, and the property taxes vary greatly from county to county. So depending on where you are, based on your age, based on your income, two properties that are basically the same could pay very different property tax bills. And that means that it could cost you thousands of dollars a year. Now, that's just the property taxes. Let's talk about something else that you're going to have to face every day, at least in the summertime. And you probably know where I'm going with that. And that's the heat and humidity. It's just no way to get around it. Georgia summers are hot and sticky. Now, this may not be ideal for you, especially if you've got some health concerns. Some retirees love the sun, but others just not so much. So, what I suggest, if you're coming from outside the area, especially if you're coming from north of the Mason-Dixon line, you probably want to take a visit during the summer months, July, August, so you can get a really good feel for what it's like here in the summer before you end up making that commitment. Now, the weather is one thing, but there's something else getting around Atlanta. So that brings us to number 3. If you're from the area or if you visited, you already know Atlanta traffic is infamous, even in the suburbs. So you could literally be 10 miles from the doctor's office or from the grandkids or from shopping. And that could be, depending on what time of day it is, 25, 30, 35-minute drive. And that just catches some people off guard, especially if convenience is a big motivating factor to why you're moving to a specific area. So it's definitely something you want to consider before making your final decisions. Speaking of more costs, we talked about property taxes. Now there's something else, insurance costs. And that brings us to number 4. We know insurance has gone through the roof over the last several years. The homeowner's insurance, the car insurance, it's definitely something that could put you in a pinch if you're not prepared for it. So just like property taxes, for whatever reason, I don't know why they can't make this stuff uniform across the board, but depending on what county you're in and depending on your age bracket, your premiums could vary. So it's definitely something else you want to make sure you're aware of before you make the move. Now, let's just say all the numbers are working out and everything is fine on that end. You got something else. The HOA, that's number 5. Especially in these 55 plus retirement communities, the HOA, people either love them or they absolutely hate them. If you're moving from a rural area or an area where a neighborhood where you just didn't have an HOA, this could be a big adjustment. You might want to have a lime green front door or purple shutters, and you're not going to be able to do that. So consider that. Take your time. Don't rush into it. Here's something else that a lot of folks don't really think about until it's too late. And that's number 6, which is the limited public transportation. And this takes us back to a previous reason, which is the traffic. So the public transportation outside of the city of Atlanta is not that great. So if you're coming from a place where you're used to having many options as far as public transportation, you want to consider that as well. If driving becomes difficult, In your later years, that could be a problem. Retirees moving from other places with strong public transit, yeah, they find this could be a little isolating. And finally, the one reason that really could be a deal breaker for some, and that is the high demand and competition. Right now in the metro Atlanta area, there's tons of new 55 plus communities going up all over the place. But there's also exploding popularity in those same communities. So higher demand means potential bidding wars, means higher prices. And not understanding the market could mean that you could either overpay for a place or just miss out altogether. And you don't want to do either one of those. Okay, what does all this mean for you? These 7 reasons don't necessarily mean that Georgia isn't a great place. Hey, I'm here, and I actually made a video as to why it is a great place to retire. But you got to go in with your eyes wide open. For many retirees, Georgia still is the best choice because of things like affordability, the easy access to top quality health care, and the mild winters. But it's not a one size fits all. So that's why I made the moving after 55 checklist that helps you weigh all the pros and cons before you make your final decision. You can grab that checklist by commenting down below. Moving on up. Yeah, comment moving on up down below. I'm going to see who's paying attention to get your checklist. And if you're considering making a move, then definitely by all means like and share this video, and please consider subscribing to the channel. I post brand new videos every week to help you make the best decisions for your Metro Atlanta retirement.